Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to explain KodeKloud free wrap for AWS Cloud. This is the day 24. So let me quickly jump on the live here. Okay. So this is the 100 days of Cloud AWS. Okay. Let me go to the day 24. Though day 24 is like setting up an application load balancer for an EC2 instance. Okay. So it's a good things, and every DevOps and cloud engineer should be know this part, the application load balancer setting for each two instance. So if you are a really beginner, so you should have to learn or watch this video again and again and just try to understand the core concept, how the load balancer is actually working with the EC2 instance, how the auto scaling working if our application deployed on the EC2 instances. When the traffic goes high, then how the load balancer handle the traffic, how it's work, and how what is the sequence where um, we create a load balancer and other things. So now the lab is open. Okay, let me quickly log in the AWS console. Then I will read the question, actual question. All right. So the question is here, simple things. We have to create a load balancer, name this one, create a target group, name this one, and create a security group, name this one. Okay, and attach the security group to the ALB. Okay, the ALB should route the traffic 8080. Okay, so firstly, the first step is that we should have to create a security group by enable the ingress 80. Okay, so let me quickly jump on the EC2 service. Okay, in the EC2 service, here is the security group. This is the default security group, but let me create a new security group. What is the security group? I think DevOps SG. Okay, DevOps SG. Okay, I'm just taking the default VPC. I'm just enabling the port 80 only. Okay, that's it. I'm just put it out the description. All right, so the our security group is created. Security group name is this one. Okay, we can also set the tag. All right. Okay, now we can go here on the EC2 instance. This is the EC2 instance, so we have to change this instance. It's this instance currently attached the default security group, but we can change it under the security. This is the default security group. Okay, edit the inbound and just close it. Add the rule. 80 and select the our security group, this one. We have created this one. Okay, so this will be route the traffic from this security group. All right, good to go. Now we have to create a target group. The first section is we have created a security group, then attach this security group on to the EC2 instance. Then we have to create a target group as per the instructions. Set up the load balancer. So we will create a load balancer in the last. First we created a security group, enable the port 80, attach the security group, the ALB and the EC2 instance. Okay, and I'm just creating a target group, the second one. Okay, so instances, the target type is instances. Okay, the target group, this one, DevOps TG. Naming should be the same. Okay, traffic will be open the HTTP 80. Okay, IPv4 default VPC. I'm just taking the nothing. It's okay. Let me, and this is the our available instance. The our target is the instance type, so we have to select this one, and we should accept the traffic included as pending below. Okay, now click on the next. Create a target group. Once the target group is will be created, then we can create a finally load balancer. Okay, so when the sorry, when the traffic will become the in the load balancers will be distribute the traffic with target group, and this traffic will be routed by EC2 instance. We have already enabled the HTTP 80 port. Okay, so let me quickly check. Unhealthy. Okay, let me refresh this one. Okay, no worries. So health status is unused. So we just created a target group, but it is not associated with any load balancer. So the final step is that as per the extension, we created a target group. Okay, we created a security group, enable the 80 port, attach the security group. So and when we created a load balancer, we will attach the security group on this, and the ALB should be route the traffic on 80 port 80 DevOps EC2. So in the DevOps EC2 we have already enabled this one and attached the required 80 port. Okay, now we should have to create a load balancer finally. So what is the name? DevOps ELB. Okay, and it should be the application load balancer. So in the AWS there are basically main three load balancer. Previously there was one single load balancer in AWS previous generation, which was known classic load balancer. So it was able to handle all types of traffics, but now the AWS categorize load balancers, which is the application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway. So application load balancer basically when the traffic related to the HTTP or HTTP base, and load balancer network load balancer related to when the traffic is TCP, UDP, and TLS base, and the application load balancers based on the gateway load balancer. So in our case we have to create a application load balancers because our traffic is related to the HTTP traffic. Okay, Now DevOps ALB, we will select the scheme internet facing. Okay, we are just taking the default VPC, and um, for availability zones we have to select at least two availability zones. When we create a load balancer, it is the mandatory things we should have to select at least two availability zone, otherwise there is no purpose to create a load balancer. If we don't have the two availability zone, then how the traffic will be distributed by load balancer. So at least two availability zones should be enables for the load balancer things. Okay, now the security group. Okay, to the security groups currently selected defaults, but we have to take the our custom created security group, because in the task here is the simple things. ALB should be route the traffic this, and yeah, attach this security group to the ALB. So this the fourth number point will be come on the picture. So we are attaching this security groups what we created. Okay, HTTP traffic. Okay, and why we created a target group? Firstly, because we have to attach that target group on the load balancer. So this is the our target group. So we are attaching this target group. Okay, traffic is HTTP. Okay, all right. So everything is looks good. Now we can create a load balancer. All right. So this is provisioning stage. Let me see, everything's are created. Okay, so we have first first step, we created a security group enable the ingress 80 for HTTP traffic handling, and then that security group attached to the EC2 instance, because the ultimately traffic destination is the EC2 instance. Okay, because our application hosted on the EC2 instance. And then we created a target group. So and that uh, target groups associated with load balancers. Okay, so yeah, it's a provisioning stage. So there were four steps. What about our target group? Now see, the previously it was showing unused, but now it is initializing, because we have attached this target group to load balancer. Okay, so we have to wait for the initialization. Okay, because the load balancer also on the provisioning stage. All right, and once it will be done, then we can also test the traffic. Okay, now it is active. Okay, and it should also the initialize target group. Perfect. Okay, so let me, how we can check. We have to copy the DNS name of the load balancer. Okay, and just HTTP slash load balancer DNS. Let me check. The nginx should be run here because in the EC2 instance the nginx servers is hosted by default. So when we access that EC2 instance, the nginx server should become on the output level. And let me check the target group not reachable. HTTP forecast one rule. Okay, what is the target group? Okay, target group is on under the initializing stage. That is the reason it's not now. It's healthy. Okay, now it's goes healthy. So let me replace this one. Okay, so the target group is healthy. Okay, everything is fine. Load balancer things. What about the security group? SG. What? There is no port. Okay, 80. Yeah, okay. There was some issue related to the uh, security group. Now we can see the traffic. See, when we checking the uh, uh, traffic by HTTP by using the load balancer DNS name, its default saying welcome to the nginx. It means we are able to access the traffics from the load balancer thing. So it is the checking stage. So everything is fine now, and we can check our lab. So let me do on the final call by the task by task. First I created a security group. Okay, and enable the 804 ingress. Then this security group attached to the EC2 instance which was running, and that EC2 instance default security group was there, but I changed the default security group and attach our newly created security group where ingress 80 is enabled. Then created a target group and use that security group to the target group. Then created a load balancer, and in the load balancers default is selected the default our security group and target group. And once the provisioning is done, then I copied the load balancer DNS and and test it from the browser. So the default default server hosted on the EC2 instance which is nginx. So we are able to see the traffic here. Okay, no problems. Now the lab mostly complete. Let me check everything is fine or not. Perfect. So now lab is completed. Thanks for watching. Do let me know on comment section if you have any confusion. Thank you.